Namaste students, I am JVN Dr. Aziz Mohammed Khan from Department of Food and Biotechnology, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to discuss about the topic continuous culture. What is the continuous culture? And in the previous video we discussed about the batch culture, okay, and fed batch culture, in which in the batch culture we used a closed system in which we added the substrate and allowed the substrate to make a product. In the fed batch culture, what we did, we added the substrate, and after adding the substrate, we added some little more and more substrate at regular time to feed the substrate. Okay, at continuously we added the substrate at regular time, or any culture media we added at regular time. But in the continuous culture, it is a little bit updated. Okay, in the continuous culture, we add the culture medium, we add the substrate, as well as we remove some product or some cells from the fermented culture, fermented uh, tank. Okay, so at the continuous rate, we add the culture media substrate, and similarly same amount of product, waste material and cells will be removed from the tank continuously. Okay, for example, I must show here that this is the tank. Okay, in this we have added some cells, some products, some media. Okay, and similarly we connect this tank to a inlet in which we can add some of the nutrients, some of the substrate at continuous rate. Similarly, we can we can take some of the cells and media waste products from the tank continuously. Okay, so this is our tank. We allow it for the fermentation process, and after fermentation we add, after some of the fermentation process, we add some of the media, some of the nutrients, some of the culture at a particular rate, and at the same time we remove some waste material, some used cells, some product. Okay, at regular level. Okay, the rate of adding of the substrate and nutrient media will be equal to the rate of it will be equal, the rate of adding some nutrient and media and substrate will be equal to the use amount in which we can take out some take out some cells, some waste material, and some used cells. Okay, the rate of these two vessels, the flow rate of these two vessels will be very equal, and what we say it a flow rate. What we say it flow rate. At the same flow rate, we add the media, we add the nutrient, and at the same rate, we take out some waste cell, we take out some waste material, we take out some product, so that the product may be at an exponential phase. What is our aim is that in batch culture we studied the batch lag phase, log phase, stationary phase, and death phase. So what is our aim is, if we add uh, some of uh, media at regular time and take some of the waste material at the regular time, then the rate of exponential phase will be higher. Okay, this is the growth phase, and in the growth phase, this suppose this is the lag phase, this is the exponential phase, this is stationary phase, and it is death phase. So what is our aim is that we want to extend the exponential phase for production of more and more products using the uh, continuous culture. So what is the basis of continuous culture is that, in summary, in continuous culture we add some of the nutrient media substrate, and at the same time we take out some of the waste material and use cells from the culture vessel. This is the theory of the continuous culture. So, what is the basis? Fresh uh, fermentation media is continuously added to the reactor, while the fermented broth containing biomass products and unused nutrients are continuously removed. Okay, and second thing is that exponential growth in batch culture may be prolonged by the addition of fresh media to the vessel. In the continuous culture, growth can be maintained for long duration. So what is our next aim is that we need to more and more exponential growth. Okay, exponential phase of the culture, exponential phase of the cells. We want exponential phase, and we want the culture for a longer duration. Okay, we want the survival of the cells for a longer duration, so that they may not die. Okay, they these cells may not die. Okay, because if we do not add nutrients, the cells will reach to the death phase, and they will start to produce some toxins which are not beneficial. And if we remove some of the waste material, okay, so these waste material may also have some toxins. So removal of these waste materials and substrate is very important, so that no toxin effect can be produced in the product. So this is the idea of the uh, in the continuous culture, the added medium displaced an equal amount of culture from the vessel, and when the we feed media continuously, then a stable steady state will reach, where there is no growth of the media, and formation of biomass by culture is balanced by loss of cells from the vessel. So what is the formation of new biomass by the culture is actually balanced by loss of cells, because if we do not remove some cells, okay, there will be no change in the culture, and same types of condition will be maintained. If same type of media, same type of cells will be in the media, then there might be a condition in which toxins may be produced, okay, and some of the cells may go to the death phase. So it is necessary for the removal of some of the cells. And how we uh, how we add some of the uh, media and how we remove some of the media. So what is the basis for removing and adding of the media and cells? Okay, so there are two theories, two bases through which we can add media and can remove some of the media. We can add some substrate and can remove some of the cells from the reactor. So there are two theories. Some is one to- there are two important terms. The one is chemostat. Chemostat. What is the chemostat? Chemostat is the condition in which we avail the chemical compound to the medium. Okay, we add chemical compounds. We add nutrients to the medium. That is the chemostat. Okay, growth of cells is controlled by the availability of growth chemical compounds of the media. It means we add some uh, nutrients at regular time and remove some of the cells at regular time. It is known as the chemostat. Okay, only it is mainly basis on the time. This chemostat, it's completely based on the time. Okay, at a time, at a particular time, we will add some of the nutrients, some of the substrate. Okay, and at the same time we will remove some of the cells. The next term is turbidostat. What is turbidostat? It is dependent on the turbidity of the culture vessel. So we need to maintain a fixed turbidity of the culture, fixed turbidity. Okay, so when a turbidity is higher, okay, when the turbidity of the vessel, culture vessel is higher, then what we do, we remove some of the cells which are waste, we remove some of the waste materials. Okay, and we add fresh media, we add fresh substrate at the same rate, which is dependent on the turbidostat. So what we are doing, we are maintaining a fixed turbidity. Okay, so that the culture may be at a good condition. There will be no death phase, no stationary phase. Okay, we want exponential growth, so we are adding this substrate and removing the cells on the basis of turbidity of the cells. And what is the turbidity? Turbidity is directly related to the concentration of the cells. If the concentration of the cells is higher in the culture vessel, their turbidity will be higher. Okay, if the concentration of the cells is lower, then the turbidity will be lower. So we want low concentration of cells. We want to maintain low concentration of cells so that low turbidity will be maintained. Okay, we do not want a turbidity which is higher than expected, because if there will be higher turbidity, there may be more and more cells which are not required, actually which are not required. So we want the cells at a particular rate, at a particular concentration. Above that concentration, we do not want these cells, so we remove these cells on the basis of the turbidity. So this is the continuous fermentation process in which we, this is the main reactor. Okay, this is the main reactor in which what we are doing, this main reactor, which is the main fermentation vessel, it's directly linked to more vessel two more vessel. Okay, the first vessel is foods feedstock vessel. Okay, the first vessel is feedstock vessel. What is the feedstock vessel? It is the vessel which supply nutrients, it supplies the nutrient media, it supplies the fresh cells, it supplies substrate. Okay, so this is the work of this first vessel. The second vessel, what is the use of this second vessel? When this vessel is supplying some of the nutrients, cells and substrate, from this vessel we remove some of the cells, some of the waste materials at the same rate. Okay, at the same rate. So what we are have written here, flow rate will be equal to the flow rate of 2. The flow rate of inlet, the flow rate of adding the cells and nutrients will be equal to the flow rate of removing the waste material and removing of the cells. Okay, so this is the theory of the continuous fermentation in which we want exponential growth. And what is the advantage of fermentation, this continuous fermenter? That it is long lasting, the it is for the longer duration of the cells, so the cells will be longer. Okay, they will be longer in life and more products will be produced. No death phase will be around at very earlier. So this is the advantage of continuous fermentation. In the upcoming next lecture, we are going to discuss about the continuous stir tank reactor.